Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Tony Michelle with the Stronger You Fitness, ASU Fit, and the Becoming a Stronger You movement, coming to you with day 6 of ASU Fit TV, day 6 of 67 days of content where I am answering the questions that you have for me. Good night, baby. You heading out? You go to bed? All right, mommy loves you. Huh? Just a little bit, just enough to cover the bottom of you. Say hi.
Hi and bye.
Hello. Everybody wants to say hi. So yes, I am answering your questions about fitness, health, wellness, and nutrition, questions that you give me on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram and in my private groups and all of that other kind of good stuff, right? So, somebody asked me, somebody was like, well, Tony, why do you do the webinars at 10 o'clock at night? You know, I can't be on them and so on and so forth. Here's the thing. Huh? Yeah. Well, actually, no, just the chicken is fine. Well, yeah, go ahead. It's fine. Yeah, put it in there. She was like, well, why do you do them at 10 o'clock at night? So here's the thing. I do these videos at 10 o'clock at night because that's really the only time that things slow down enough for me to be able to actually sit down and do this kind of a video. A little bit prior to that, I can take the time to sit down and write out the content and answer the question and all of that other kind of stuff. I mean, my schedule is even on a Sunday, I've been busy. You know, my boys had to have haircuts, and which Babe took them for that. But I mean, even still, you still have to kind of get them prepared. And there was some stuff. Yes, there was some stuff that needed to have been done around the house. And there were some things I needed to take care of for my clients. And I took my daughter to lunch and I taught her how to play chess today. So there's a whole lot that goes on during the day for me. And so because of that, I am not really able to do these webinars earlier in the day. I've tried to do it before. And whenever I've tried to do it earlier, like at 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, it puts me in a position where I'm rushing to too many different places and I cannot stay consistent. So this is the best that I can do. So sorry that I can't do the videos earlier. However, they're always available on my YouTube channel. And I always post them on Facebook, and I always post them in the different groups, and I always link to them on Twitter. Although I did have a couple of issues with Facebook this morning, but you know, whatever, it is what it is. So they will always be reposted and available if you do miss the actual live webinar. And remember, if you have any questions about any of the content that I go over in these videos, in these webinars, you can meet me on Twitter at a stronger you, the letter U. You can meet me there on Twitter and I can answer your questions on Twitter. Or if you want to reach out to me on Facebook / A Stronger You Fitness. So that's A Stronger You, like the letter U, Fitness. All right. So let's get right to it. Name of tonight's webinar is What is the Skinny on Fats? Good fats versus bad fats and how to use them. So I thought about doing this video several different ways, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a 2-part series. And in the first part, I'm going to give you some foundational concepts. You guys know I love foundation. You know, I love foundational information. I'm going to give you some foundational concepts about what's fat. You know, what are the different kinds of fat? You know, what's good fat, what's bad fat. I see. Oh, you have not taken a shower tonight, have you? Huh? Okay, well, you will not be going to bed without taking a bath tonight. You got school in the morning. Sorry about that. So you guys will get all that information. EPA and DHA, fish oils, omega-3s, all that other kind of stuff. So you will get that foundational information tonight. And then tomorrow, on tomorrow night's webinar, I will talk more specifically about how to use fat in the different kinds of diets. So the ketogenic diet, which is the high-fat diet, versus a low-fat diet, and nutrient timing and things of that nature. So we'll go over that kind of stuff tomorrow. All right. So here we go. Foundation. Now, there are 3 different kinds of fats. You've got the saturated fat, and all that means is that there is no double bonds in the chain. And if you're not a science major or anything like that, it doesn't mean anything to you. So that might not be a big deal, but I wanted to go ahead and give you that information so that when you hear people talk about saturated fats and unsaturated fats, you know exactly what that means. And then you have your two different kinds of unsaturated fats, which would be your monounsaturated fats, meaning that there's one double bond in the chain. So it's a little bit harder to break that down. And then you have your polyunsaturated fats, meaning that there's multiple double bonds in the chain. So I just wanted to get that information there for you. So your saturated fats are going to come from your meats. So that's your chicken, your beef, all of those animal proteins. Saturated fats also come from coconut oil, palm oil, so a lot of those tropical oils, that's where you're going to find the saturated fats. Your monounsaturated fats, these are the fats that people like to call the healthy fats. These are the fats that people like to call the good fats. So this is going to be coming from your olive oil or your olives, avocado, peanuts, pecans, and almonds. And then you have your polyunsaturated fats, which everybody likes to say, take polyunsaturated fats and group them all together under this umbrella of bad fats, but that's not necessarily true. So your polyunsaturated fats also include your omega-3s and your omega-6s, which are essential in your diet. And they include fats that come from flaxseed, fish, from hemp seeds, chia seeds, algae, and you can also get them from canola, safflower, corn oil, and vegetable oils. And I think it's because of those particular oils that when people hear the word polyunsaturated fats, they just take them and they lump them all into this one category. What's important to understand is that a healthy diet for health, wellness, and longevity actually requires a balance of all three fats. Contrary to what a lot of the new fitness experts are trying to say, or what they're trying to sell you, or what they're telling everybody right now, contrary to what's being put out there right now, a balanced diet for optimal health and wellness requires a balance of all three: saturated, monounsaturated, and polyunsaturated fats. So it's very important that you understand this as we go ahead and continue. So why is it important that you balance all three of these fats, that you have a healthy fat balance in your diet? Number one, it is important because a healthy fat balance is required for the regulation and the production of your hormones, including estrogen for women and testosterone for men. Okay? It is essential to making sure that you are keeping your immune system healthy. And as you can see, I'm going off of my notes. So if I'm looking away from the camera, that's what I'm doing. I've got my little, pages of notes here from notes that I've taken. It helps to balance the inflammation that we deal with inside our bodies. The other thing about fat is that fat is an energy source. Okay. You get the most energy per gram of fat. Okay, you get, what is it? How is it? 9? I just know it's 449, but it's, and I'm half asleep right now. Let me just look this up. Is it 9 calories or 9 grams? Hold on 1 minute. Let me look it up right now. Okay, I think it's 9 calories per gram of fat, but I just want to make sure that I'm right in saying that, because I'm having a brain fart right now. Yeah, I think I'm right. I think it's 9 calories per gram of fat. Okay, yes, I'm right. So you get 9 calories, 9 energy calories per gram of fat. So you get the most energy of that particular macronutrient than you do from any of your other macronutrients. Okay, so you get 9 calories per gram of fat, you get 4 calories per gram of protein, and 4 calories per gram of carbohydrates. Okay. Fat is important for the formation and the regulation of our nervous system and our brains. If you were on the webinar yesterday, or if you watched last night's webinar about how to get your vitamins and your minerals from your food without having to use supplementation, you will remember that one of the things that we talked about were the fat soluble vitamins. And if you remember, I gave you an acronym, which is ADEC, like a deck of cards. Your fat soluble vitamins are A, D, E, and K. And so a healthy fat balance, not just fat, okay, not just healthy fats. A healthy fat balance is important for the transportation and the metabolism of those vitamins. A, D, E, and K, a deck of cards, those are your fat soluble vitamins. Now, the other reason why it's important for us to have a healthy balance of fat is because through our dietary fat, that's the only way that we can get our omega-3s and our omega-6s. And remember what I said at the beginning, omega-3s and omega-6s are polyunsaturated fats. So when you hear the word polyunsaturated fats, please do not group all polyunsaturated fats all together and call them the bad fats. That's not really a fair representation. So let's go ahead and start talking about omega fats. Okay, so this is going to be your omega-3s and your omega-6s. So a lot of people are afraid of the omega-6s. But I'm going to tell you the same thing about the omega fats that I told you about your saturated, saturated, monounsaturated, and your polyunsaturated fats. It requires a balance. Omega-6s are not bad. Too much of omega-6 is bad for you, right? So it's kind of like spinach is not bad. But if you eat too much of it and you make yourself vomit because you ate so much of it and it's just absolutely ridiculous, then it makes it bad for you. Okay, what you're looking for in your omega-3 and omega-6 balance is you're looking to have a 1-to-1 ratio. Again, there must be balance. So if we go back to your saturated fats, your monounsaturated fats, your polyunsaturated fats, you're looking for 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. This is a healthy fat balance. Regardless of what you think, this is what the science says, and this is what is required for our physiology to function at an optimal level. So a lot of what I talk about is optimization of the metabolism. So we can do things to make sure that we function, right? That's just like I had a conversation on Facebook earlier where somebody was saying, I'm on a weight loss program. Is it okay for me to have coffee with my cream and my sugar, my unsweetened cream and some kind of fake sugar it was that she was using? And what I said was, I just gave her a simple answer, and it was just no. I didn't go into any details, but I was like, no, if you are serious about a weight loss, because this is a particular group where people are struggling with weight loss, and they have a lot of pounds to lose. And so my advice to her was, you right now at this stage that you're in, water is going to be the safest beverage for you. So somebody came in behind me and she was like, well, I drink coffee with my cream and my sugar every day and I am still losing weight. And I'm like, okay, well, good for fucking you. Like, woohoo, kudos to fucking you. Go ahead and take a picture of that shit and put a freaking stamp on your forehead, or stamp on your piece of paper like they used to do when you were in school. Do you want a sticker? Because I was like, okay, I get it, right? But what I'm talking about is optimization of your situation, optimization of your metabolism. So my whole thing is, well, if you took the cream and sugar out of your coffee, maybe, I don't know, maybe you would get faster results. I don't know, who's to say? But anyway, I am talking about optimization of your metabolism, right? And so what we're looking for is a 1-to-1 balance in your omega-3s and your omega-6s for an optimal balance of your metabolism. Okay. Now here's the issue. Here's the issue with omega-3s and omega-6s. The problem with omega-6s is that we almost can't get away from them in the Western diet. That's the main issue. And a huge part of that is the fact that a lot of the animals that are raised for food are fed corn. and a whole lot of other stuff. And as a result of that, we get additional fats that we wouldn't normally get if these animals were not fed a diet in corn. So that and the fact that when we go out to eat, almost everything that we eat when we eat at a restaurant is cooked in either some kind of vegetable oil or some type of corn oil. You'll be surprised how few the number of dishes are that are actually cooked in olive oil or some other kind of oil, right? So that is the issue. It's not that omega-6s are bad. It's that they are so prevalent in the Western diet that it's almost hard to get away from them. And so in order to get a balance of your omega-3s and omega-6s, in order to achieve that one-to-one balance, you have to actively increase the sources from which you get your omega-3s. Okay. All right. So I think I said that out of order in my notes, but I'm just looking at that here. Okay. So yeah, that's exactly what I meant to say. You literally have to actively make a conscious decision to increase the number of omega-3 fat sources that you put into your diet, and to consciously decrease the amount of safflower oils, corn oils, vegetable oils that you are using to cook your food in order to get that balance. Okay, so healthy omega-3 sources, this is going to be your fish oil, your flax seeds, your hemp seeds, as well as your algae oil. Okay, so a healthy omega-3 and omega-6 balance is going to help to improve your inflammation profile. What exactly does that mean? It just means that your body is going to be able to handle inflammation a lot better than it normally would. And if you are on some type of a workout program, or if you work a stressful job, or if you have anxiety issues and things of that nature, then your body is going to be a lot more prone to having those different pockets of inflammation than the average person who is not doing those things or does not have those experiences. So again, it is very important that you make sure that you balance the two. So let's go ahead and talk about your fish oils. All right. So we talked about the balance between the omega-3s and the omega-6s. You want a 1-to-1 ratio there. Let's talk specifically about the omega-3s. If you were on the webinar a couple of nights ago, then you will remember when the webinar where we discussed how to create your own fat loss diet. And one of the items one of the suggestions that I gave as part of creating your own fat loss diet was to make sure that you are taking a fish oil supplement that has the EPA and the DHA combined. Now, I'm not going to go into exactly what those acronyms mean because I'm not teaching a science course here, and most of you probably don't even care. But tying everything together, your EPA and your DHA are two of the most important omega-3 fats that you're going to need to have in your diet. So why is it important that we have this EPA and DHA, and why is it important that you're looking for that when you're looking at your fish oil supplement? Number one, these fats are incorporated into our cell membranes, and what they do is they make the cell membranes more fluid. Now, when our cell membranes are more fluid, it's easier for our cells to transmit messages back and forth to each other, and it's also easier for our cells to transport nutrients back and forth to each other. So, for example, in our muscle cells, if the membranes of our muscle cells are a lot more fluid, then we have a heightened level of insulin sensitivity. And what does this do? This helps us to balance our blood sugar, which for those of us who are on some type of a workout program where you were doing resistance training, it helps to maximize the gains. It gains meaning the amount of muscle that you are able to put on, and if you are on a bulk program, and the amount of muscle that you are able to keep if you are on what we call a shred or a fat loss program. Okay. Now, low DHA levels have been associated with memory loss, mood swings, difficulty with concentration, as well as an increased risk of developing Alzheimer's later on. Okay. So the recommendation, again, if you remember from that webinar, I said that different articles and different places where you're going to find it's going to say take anywhere from 1.5 to 3 grams or per day. I'm going to go ahead and say, based on my training and the information that I have gotten, I'm going to go ahead and say that you should be doing at least 3 grams a day of a fish oil supplement that has both the EPA and the DHA. Okay. If you are not into the fish oil supplements, then you can do 1 gram of an algae oil supplement, and that will do you just as well. All right. Now, you want to make sure that you're adding these to your diet. Number one, because it helps to decrease your risk for some of those metabolic disorders like heart disease and diabetes. It also helps to decrease the risk of certain cancers. It helps to increase your metabolism. It helps to increase the amount of, remember we were talking about earlier, maximizing the gain. So it helps to increase the amount of lean muscle that you're able to hold on to and decrease the amount of body fat that you actually hold on to. It helps to decrease your inflammation. It also helps with the pain from inflammatory disorders such as arthritis, and it helps to elevate your mood as well. Okay, so that is part 1. And actually, we actually got done with that a lot earlier than I thought we would. I don't know. Maybe I could have put it all together in 2 parts. Yes, sir?
I think I found a route for say how to the bus station.
Okay, babe. All right, no problem. Sorry, talking to my kids. Okay, so yeah, so that is part 1. We are done, and that is totally awesome because I have an assignment that is due by midnight that I need to go ahead and get on right now. So this is awesome and amazing for me. So anyway, this was part 1 of the skinny on fats. I know that was corny, but it's okay. The skinny on fats, good fats versus bad fats, and how to use them. So this first episode of the part 1 is giving you the foundation, just the basic information that you need to know about what fats are, fat balance, what fats you need to have. And on tomorrow night's webinar at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, we are going to do part 2 of this, where we are going to discuss some specific diets and teach you how to use fat to your advantage based on your metabolism or what your goals are and what it is that you were trying to do. All right. So as always, I hope that this information was helpful. I hope that it's information that you can use and that it makes a lot of sense to you. If you like the information, please like, share, and subscribe. I would definitely appreciate that. If you have any questions about the content that I have provided tonight, reach out to me on Twitter at AStrongerU. That's ASTRONGER. That's who I am on Twitter. And if you want to reach out to me on Facebook, it's /AStrongerU Fitness. All right. So I am out of here so that I can finish this homework assignment. And that's it. Until I talk to you guys again, stay strong, stay beautiful, and always, always, always work towards becoming a stronger you. Peace out.